Hello fellow beaners, Chris Hardy here, coming at you dealing with the issue of being able to hear TV shows and movies from your Jellybean through the TV and or speakers if you're using a home audio system or home theater system. So I did cover this in another video, but the reality is that video was meshed together with some other items, so I've decided to do it separately on its own. So we're going to start by clicking into our media center. Once I'm there, it doesn't matter what I want to use in order to set the audio preamp output up, but it's the same method. I'm going to, in this case, click on movies. I'm going to click on most popular. I'm of course going to make sure that my TV speakers are already turned up to about 1/3 of the normal decibel levels so that they're not blasting. In this case, let me just pick on Deadpool for instance. As we know, the Jellybean is going to, of course, scrape the sources around the world, and it's going to come up with links. So I'm going to click on a link, and the link, of course, as we know, is going to start playing. Now, of course, I want to set up my audio preamp output. So once it starts playing, I'm going to hit pause first. I'm just going to show you this. Okay, there's pause. Now I'm going to go and click on the thing that looks like a speaker icon to the second left of the top of the screen. When I do so, let's assume that this one wasn't already set. It would probably say, zero. Actually, it would say 0. In this case, I'm going to usually go just a little bit past halfway mark. 35 range is my normal spot. Then I'm going to scroll down with the remote. So I'm holding the OK button while being on top of that gray bar. Okay, for those people who like to use the analog version, not the radio frequency version, no problem. You can do it just as easily. But the big thing is you've got to set it and then set as default for all media. When I do this, it's going to, of course, ask for the master lock code, which is 4 zeros. I'm going to click OK, but as you can see right away, it's going to ask me, am I sure I want to set this for all media? The answer is yes, okay? But like cable television and normal programming, the reality is that Jellybean using streaming has different audio preamps from the audio source itself, the same way as cable does. You guys notice when you're watching cable, some of the channels are louder than others, some of the commercials are louder than others. That's all part of the original setup. This is no different. But what happens with the streaming, if you don't have the audio preamp set with a decent level, is you may be listening to a movie and you've got your volume on the Jellybean set to max and you can barely hear it, and then you're turning up the volume on the TV to a really high level and starts crackling, or the stereo system for that matter. This is the reason why you want to make sure that the preamp is set at a decent level before you get started. Now I can of course go back, I'll hit play, and the movie will start. This will now be set for everything, whether it's music, IPTV, movies, makes no difference. TV shows, regular television shows, that is, regular streaming versus the Vader streaming. The preamp audio output is set for all media at this point. This is how you'll have a decent amount of sound.